and a wave's not going to come through as we make it official. John John Florence, your MEO Rip Curl Pro champion in 2016 and your new WSL World Champ. We'll take a moment to celebrate not just a year of hard work, but a lifetime of dedication to celebrating this dream, and he'll be heading into Hawaii, the Pipe Masters, as a world champion.
Yeah, there he is, the man of the moment. Well deserved, a lot of hard work, a lot of bumps and lumps along the way. You know, if this kid can stay fit and healthy and injury free, I think he's going to rival the world's best as far as that wins go. He's in the prime of his life, still young, still got so much more to give. I can't wait to see what unfolds for this kid's career.
As you see all the Hawaiians here ready to celebrate, the Hawaiian flag on hand. John taking his second win of the season. His first one this year back in Rio de Janeiro over Jack Freestone. Here on Jabor on one end of the chair alongside John Paizel. John John Florence, the fourth Hawaiian champ, your 2016 WSL champion. Didn't need to win that final to seal the deal. It was official right before the final began. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes out the next event coming up soon, starting December 8th at the Pipe Masters.
Yeah, would not be surprised at all. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes on to win a world title again next year either. This kid is that good. And he gets dropped off with Rosie, but what a day for this kid. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Can't wait to hear from the new world champ, the new champ of this contest. Take it away, Ro.
Thank you so much. Well, John John Florence, you've been a world champ for about an hour now. Your favorite moment so far?
I don't even know right now. It's so much to take in. I was stoked on winning the event. I still can't believe I'm world champ. And it was crazy, just a lot of emotions.
Well, you won this event. You won in Brazil. You won the Eddie. You've won the world title. Pipe Masters, Triple Crown. That's got to be blaring in your face right now as a goal.
Yeah, I'm not even, you know, I can't wait to get home and surf pipe and stuff, but I'm just thinking about this right now. I'm trying to enjoy it. This has been such a crazy year, and I'm so stoked right now.
I know you focus on this one world title that you've notched up. Kelly Slater's got 11. You wear the number 12 on your back. Is that kind of a goal for you right now, to take that record away from Kelly?
I don't know. That's going to take a long time to take that record from Kelly. I'm just going to keep trying to make heats again, I guess, next year. And I don't know. I'm just so stoked. I'm just going to enjoy this and really just enjoy this year. This has been such an amazing year. And like I was saying before, the support has been incredible. And couldn't have done it with everyone back at home. And I'm stoked.
And what about sharing that final with Connor Coffin, who helped you win this world title?
Oh, that was amazing. You know, and Connor won the heat against Jordy and got me the world title, and then I was just like, holy crap. And I was felt pretty relaxed going into that heat, actually. I was just like, oh, I'm just going to try airs and just whatever, and it was, it ended up working out. I'm stoked to win the event, too. It's sick.
And John, I mean, the expectations have been on your shoulders since you're 6 years old. Everyone's touted you as a world champion, but now to actually validate that and to have that become a reality, how does that sit with you?
I don't know yet how it sits with me. It's definitely, it's like been my dream. I've worked my whole life towards this. I've watched Kelly and Andy and all those guys win world titles, and I don't know, I'm super stoked. I bet I might cry or something later, but I'm just going to enjoy it right now.
Well, John, you've got so much to be proud of, and well done on an amazing year. Your 2016 World Surf League champion, John John Florence. Back to you, Joan Potts.
Thank you, Rosie. What a special moment for John John Florence, just to take in and realize what it feels like to call himself the world champion in 2016. And it's an epic competitors pushing him to the fullest, from Gabriel Medina, Matt Wilkinson star, Jordy Smith coming with a late charge with another big win at lower trestles. There are so many scenarios unfolding when we got into France. There's about 9 guys mathematically that could have still rerouted the story that we're seeing today.
You're absolutely right. I mean, to win the world title this year, to me, is one of the most competitive years of professional surfing I've seen in a very long time. You know, you go back to those rivalries with Kelly and Andy, it was like a 2-horse race pretty much most of the year, trading off wins, you know. This year that we had, you know, so many different winners which made things so much harder to win. And to be able to come out on top, after such a crazy year, it's got to be feeling pretty good.
What a special day to celebrate in the career of John John Florence, his first world title, his first title here at Super Tubos for the MEO Rip Curl Pro, as the celebration is going to begin early here on the shores of Peniche. Coming up next, a huge post show with Pete Mills, Strider Wazalewski, and Ross Williams. We'll be right back.
Walking around with a stone cold heart and a curiosity. Killing like it ain't no big thing. I don't even feel it. Wash away the blood with a drink in my hand. 'Cause I'm a man with a whole big plan for the world to fall to me. Oh, the world will fall to me. Your doors real tight, 'cause baby I'm a real bad man. I'm a real bad.
Welcome to the WSL Post Show as we see the sights and sounds of the MEO Rip Curl Pro. Connor Coffin helping that man win his first world title. This is the Samsung Galaxy World Surf League Championship Tour, and we have just completed stop number 10. John John Florence, world title, MEO Rip Curl Pro champion. What else can this kid win?
Well, he just dropped a new edit right there in the final. Are you kidding me? You might have just took home the Surfline edit of the week or whatever you want to call it. That was pretty sick, doing those airs and just having fun and just so freed up and loose out there. It's got to feel really good to be in a situation where nothing really matters and you could just go out and 100% be yourself, Ross, when you're out in the water like that and you just won a world title, you're just in the final. I mean, how good does that feel?
That's the cool thing about John John winning this world title and essentially this event here is, so he's done it in every different way. He's done it by grinding heats out and being smart, being mindful, playing the game. And then he was just enjoying the moment in that final, taking a breather. He's like, I'm just going to go out there and do airs. But John is so talented that he still wins the event, just going out there and messing around. So again, how healthy is our sport right now to have John John as a world champion? He really is boosting our sport.
Well, and you also have to give credit a lot to Gabriel Medina. I think Gabriel Medina was a huge part of John having to lift his game. Gabriel was there on his heels and made him have to compete in those tight heats and really maneuver his way through to this world title. It wasn't something that it was made off of freak talent. Yes, it was a lot of freak talent, but a lot of times he had to manufacture those scores and, like you said, grind out those heats, and that's what world champions do. So congratulations to John John Florence. He is our new world champion, and what a pleasure to watch, Strider. I mean, think about just this event. Almost kind of felt like a whole year packed into one event.
Well, there's a lot that happened, and there was a lot of back and forth, and I'll guarantee you in the beginning of this event that, like you said, Gabriel Medina was thinking, I just want to beat John, and John was thinking, I just want to beat Gabriel Medina. I think there's a great, healthy surfing rivalry there that has been created throughout last year, the year before, and into this year, probably since they were little kids competing against each other. But you guys are getting to see it, and we're getting to see it and talk about it, so it's really fun to watch.
Let's take a look at this final recap again. Very loose and free for John John Florence, going out there, you know what, I'm just going to go punt airs, and when you're that free and loose, you know, he came that close to pulling off a major flip in that heat. He boosted 3 huge alley-oops. I mean, he won with basically 3 big moves.
3 alley-oops, yeah. And that's what's so cool about watching John John win an event. He can do it at 30-foot Waimea, he can do it at 10-foot pipe, or he can do it in 2-foot air wind. You know, that's just the epitome of a well-rounded surfer. And, you know, this is John going out and celebrating his world title. This is, you know, him just relaxing and going out and boosting. And he still managed to get, what was that, 9.5 and a 7? He just went crazy.
Yeah. Well, we saw that early lead go to John John with those pair of 7s, but can't not think about Connor Coffin playing a very competitive role too by sitting and waiting and then finding the 8.6.
Yeah, this wave right here, he just threads the needle, gets a perfect little tube ride, and then he comes out. Watch the energy when he comes out of this barrel and he throws into this carve. He looks like he's ready to rumble. Look at that, raw, I love it. Just big rail gouge, almost release the fins at the end of it. It's so hard to do that. He just couldn't find that backup to take John out.
He really couldn't, but I mean, you talk about, we talk about Connor Coffin and the use of rail. That was a prime example of burying his rail to the stringer, even past the stringer, you know, and keeping his speed through that move. I mean, that is the epitome of using and carving a rail. I loved it. I'm so stoked to see him get his runner up here, make his first final, solidify his spot on the championship tour. Coming into this event, 24th, had to get a result. It wasn't just a 9th or, you know, he needed a quarterfinal just to make sure that he's going to stay in that spot. So congratulations. Also, there you go, winning the world title for, you know, taking out Jordy Smith.
Yeah, top 22 is the other story here. For John John, obviously this is big. You know, this is his whole life has been aimed towards winning this world title, but also for Connor, you know, making a final, almost getting his first win, and then looking at that top 22 guys trying to secure their job next year. It's really fun to look at. And there's been a lot of jostling and movement in the ratings. You look at guys like Keanu Singh, who won an event, all of a sudden he's back outside the top 22 now. There's a lot of drama there to look at.
There sure is. Yeah. I mean, he sits at 23, Nat Young at 22, and anybody behind there really does need a solid result. So if you look at the total there, 16.67 is that huge alley-oop, offered a 9.5 from the judges to the 9.93. Really no backup for Connor Coffin. Was in the heat pretty much all the way to the end, though.
Yep. You know what? Bananas right there. I love it. That yellow jersey just going bananas up above the lip that whole final. And you know, we knew it obviously when he was going into it. We were going to see that, but it was just great to see it come true. Watch him just boost all over the place, and so fun to watch.
So fun to watch. Well, we've got a champion to crown, not only for the MEO Rip Curl Pro, but a world title. I think it's going to be his first time he gets to coddle that thing. So we'll send it down to Joe Turpel on stage with the winners of that last heat and the champion.
Thank you very much, Peter Mellon. Thanks for everybody being down here on the beach for such a special day in pro surfing history. 2016, you guys have been with us every step of the way to celebrate 40 amazing years from crowning world champions. The first beating Peter Townend, and now coming here to 2016, return the title back to Hawaii, where surfing all began. First of all, thank you everyone here on the beach for being down here. Muito obrigado for everyone coming down to Punta Fabril, around the corner, back to Super Tubos, through all the amazing calls to get an undisputed champion here in Peniche. Thank you so much. This event started off with Rip Curl with an idea to dream about searching. That goes together with the whole lifestyle, just going and finding new waves around the corner. Well, Super Tubos was so good, the whole World Surf League decided to stay. Repeat events here from champions from Mick Fanning, Kelly Slater, Adriano de Souza, last year Felipe Toledo. Kai Otten celebrating his first win out here has just made this sport so interesting heading into Hawaii. Thank you so much for watching all the world's best compete on your local waves. Thank you to all the locals giving us your lineups at a moment's notice when we call the contest on. Really appreciate all the support. Everyone watching on WorldSurfLeague.com and all of our great broadcast partners around the world. The fans are showing us their emotion online. Keep your comments coming at WSL and join that conversation. We want to thank our global partners, Samsung Galaxy, Jeep, GoPro, Corona, Airbnb for all the support, and our major event partners in MEO, Rip Curl, and the tourism of Portugal. What a moment to celebrate. All the athletes on tour have different stories, come from different backgrounds, and they work so hard for these moments. I might invite the mayor up. Are you ready? Mayor Antonio, one of our favorites here in Peniche. Thanks for having us once again. So now this is the moment we've been waiting for. Deputy Commissioner Travis Logie, former CT competitor, thanks for coming on board, and what a job that Travis has done throughout this contest, putting the world's best in the best waves. Now, it's time to introduce your runner-up for the MEO Rip Curl Pro Portugal. He's a rookie on tour representing Santa Barbara, California. I'd like to introduce Connor Coffin. Connor, there's something that happens when you come to this country where you turn in the best results of your career, going from a final to Jadson Andre a couple of years back, a quarterfinal last year, which was crucial for you to qualify for this rookie moments. How does this one add to the list, and what is this magic that comes for you in Portugal?
Yeah, it's awesome. I don't think I've made a final in an event since that Portugal contest 3 years ago, so this feels amazing. I love Portugal ever since the first time I came that year. Perry and I always come and just post up, come spend plenty of time. The waves are so fun. The people are amazing. The fans are incredible, and just there's waves everywhere, and the food's good. And just feels kind of like California, so I feel at home, and just want to say a huge thank you to everyone here and for all the support. You guys are amazing, and Travis and the event guys, they did such an amazing job this week. I mean, you look at a forecast and you try to pick the eyes out of it because, you know, I know they want to get us in the best waves. And, you know, the first day I was kind of frustrated. It was closing out in my heat, but then the waves got good and everyone was ripping. And then to make the move over there, the waves were so fun. And yesterday just turned on out here. So I don't think they could have done a better job, and really stoked on everything. And yeah.
Well, Connor, being a rookie on tour, today's a day that you're going to go down in surfing history as the guy that took out Jordy Smith, and then a world title was celebrated. Did you realize your role coming in on finals day today?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, I know John, and I know everyone in John's camp from Hurley and Peisel, so you know, we were joking before my heat. I was like, I just got a few more cheerleaders for this heat, huh? So, I mean, I wasn't thinking about it though, but you know, you just hear. So, I was focusing on doing my thing. I had to do a lot here at this event to stay on tour for next year. So, that was my goal, and it was kind of nice to be able to fly under the radar while, you know, kind of all the pressure or, you know, whatever, the hype was on the world title. So, I'm really happy, and I'm really happy for John. He's so deserving of the world title and just surfs incredible. And so, yeah, congrats to him.
Connor, making the final there for you. A huge result. Your best as a rookie on tour puts you inside qualification and now 19th on the Jeep leaderboard. Is the pressure off now heading into Hawaii?
I don't know. I mean, 19th, it's crazy to think I just got second. I went up like 5 spots. But no, I'm so stoked. And yeah, Hawaii's going to be really fun. I love it there. And, you know, it does feel good. So, yeah, I would have liked to get the win. I paddled the wrong way for one wave that was really good out there. But John did some huge airs, so it was really fun.
Very special. Connor Coffin, runner-up at the MEO Rip Curl Pro Portugal. The rookie from Santa Barbara turns in his best results every time he's in your country. Congratulations, Connor. I think you can grab one, yeah. Well, the mayor's got to talk to you first. Mayor Antonio Paniche, one of our favorite characters. He's got a beautiful heart, and he loves these podium presentations. Now, let's take a moment to celebrate your winner in 2016 of the MEO Rip Curl Pro Portugal, John John Florence. John John Florence used airs this entire final to take his second win of the season. As we know, crowned world champ the heat before. So we're going to have a lot of catching up to do, John. This has been a special season, obviously a very special event. You won a contest in Rio. How much did it mean for you to pick up another huge win at the CT level along with the world title?
Oh my gosh, just winning the world title here in Portugal was such a dream for me. It's been my goal since I was a little kid, watching Andy and Kelly and those guys battle for world titles, and to win it here and not have that stress of taking it to pipe is pretty good. I get to relax and go surf my favorite wave in the world, and just to win this event in general is so amazing. The wave's been super fun the last couple of days, some tricky heats, but yeah, I don't know. I couldn't have done it with all the support from everyone, especially from my camp, everyone at home, my mom and everyone. And thank you to everyone who's been coming down here on the beach every day and cheering us on and getting us amped up. And yeah, you guys have been amazing. And thank you for having us here in Portugal. Yeah.
Really special thinking about finals day. We've had so many scenarios, and you've had so many rivals this year on tour, from Gabriel Medina, Jordy Smith coming on finals day with a shot as well, and obviously the early start from Matt Wilkinson where you had to come from behind. What was the biggest challenge that you had to overcome this season?
I think the biggest challenge was once you get into the lead and just kind of holding on to that. You know, you start to listening to everyone talking about making up these stories, and does Kenny hold on to it? And so you get in your head sometimes, but it's all good. I'm stoked and learned a lot about myself, and I'm excited.
Really special. John John Florence, your champion here, the MEO Rip Curl Pro Portugal. His second win of the season. And his first win here in Portugal in his career. Previous winner in France. Europe's done well for John John in his career.
You got to get him better than that.
As we'll continue with his very special presentation. Congrats to Connor once again. A huge role in the world title race this year. John's going to continue celebrating upstairs as we think about what happened in this world title race this year. Once again, big thanks to our WSL global partners in Samsung Galaxy, Jeep, GoPro, Corona, and Airbnb for all the support. As this is such a special moment for all the sport, 40 years of crowning our world champions. We'd like to introduce Travis Logie, former CT competitor, deputy commissioner that made all the tough calls, up on stage. And I might have you say a few words, Travis, if you don't mind, talking about this event this year. If you could come on this side of me. Wow, what an amazing job you've done, Travis. Thank you so much for putting him in the best waves.
No worries. I definitely ran with a bit of luck, but just a massive thank you to all the Portuguese fans who came down and sat through all those calls. I know it's pretty frustrating, but I think at the end of the day, the best surfer won, and I'm super stoked with how it turned out. Thank you so much.
Travis Logie, former CT competitor, has been involved in world title spoiler roles in the past, and now we'd like to introduce a very familiar face, Adriana de Souza, last year's world champ, to hand off the world title trophy. John John Florence adds to a special list of greats, from 11-time world champ Kelly Slater to the recent world champs from the Brazilian Storm, de Souza handing off the trophy, Gabriel Medina before him, and now the fourth Hawaiian to hold this cup in his hands. As we look back at all the great names of the sport, Derek Ho, the first Hawaiian world champ, the Sonny Garcia, to 3-time world champ Andy Irons. What does this mean to you, returning to Hawaii as world champion, John John?
I'm just excited to go home, really. I can't wait. It's going to be so nice to be at home, be with my family and friends. And to be world champ, I don't know, it hasn't sunk in yet, I don't think. I don't know how to feel yet.
Obviously, you've been in the world's eye ever since a young age, getting early covers for good reason. Was this always your dream, to be the world champion someday, realizing that this morning?
Yeah, this has been my dream since I started doing contests when I was a little kid. And I just still can't really believe it. You know, I was just so in that, I was just trying to focus, just trying to make heats. I kind of thought I was going to go to Hawaii for sure. And then for it to end here and then win this event, and I'm pretty surprised.
When you look at the list of champions on that list, you got to meet just about all of them, you know, living on the beach of Pipeline. Who have been the biggest inspirations for you to get to where you're standing today?
Biggest inspirations for me have been, you know, Andy and Kelly, of course. You've been just growing up and watching those guys since I was a little kid battle out world titles at Pipe has been inspiring to me and my brothers, my friends, and been pretty amazing to see that and learn from those guys.
What does it feel hearing everyone from De Souza, last year's world champ, when he beat you in Margaret River, say he beat the best surfer in the world? Your peer group calls you the guy that they want to hold the trophy in their hands. How do you react to the best surfers calling you as the world number one?
That's amazing. Everyone on this tour is such an amazing surfer, though, and I don't think I'm the best surfer in the world. Everyone surfs a little bit differently, and I think just, I don't know, I like to go surf and have fun, and yeah.
So you big thanks to Connor Coffin sealing the deal for you there. Did you have some words from him in the final to celebrate?
Thank you, Connor.
You just tell me, he just tells me one like perfect 8-footer at pipe. Just one.
I'll give you like 2 perfect 8-footers. From the spot, you can just go. But yeah, that was an insane heat. Him and Jordy, Connor got that 9, and that was such a good wave. And I was just kind of sitting there like, didn't want to expect too much out of it. I just was just like kind of focused like, hey, I'm just going to have to serve the final. And then Connor just won. I was stoked.
Obviously, with the world champ, there's a lot of things to celebrate. One of the great WSL partners with Jeep. Now, as a special moment for you, you get your choice, a Jeep Wrangler or a Jeep Renegade. It's up to you. You're world champ. Which one would you like?
The Wrangler.
Wrangler. That's your pick. That's all yours. John John Florence will escort you down to your new Jeep Wrangler, and we'll enjoy the show here for the celebrations, and the post-show will continue on the desk with Peter Mel. Thank you so much. Muito obrigado.
Well. Had some good words. I mean, we kind of have to digest what he said there. If you look at the inspirations in which he's been able to watch, I mean, thinking to those moments of Kelly, Andy battling for those world titles in his front yard. I mean, we could say, I mean, John grew up on the beaches of Aokai, and all those battles that happened at the Pipeline Masters. I mean, that is inspirational. I know that you, Ross, we've all been there sitting on that sands and watched, and how drawn you get to that show, and how inspiring it does bring to your own personal life. I mean, he's done it. And it's, again, chicken skin. And, I'm sure right now at this moment in time, it really hasn't sunk in.
Well, I think the biggest thing is for John, he just turned 24 years old. So he's so young. He's got his entire career ahead of him. But this is going to allow him to kind of set the rest of his career up. Okay? He's accomplished his world title. He's going to go home and celebrate, essentially, for a few months and enjoy it. And then go, okay, do I kick it into 4th gear and then 5th gear and then 6th gear? And, Kelly's set the bar so high with 11 world titles. Does he even try to accomplish something like that?
Or even think about it.
Even think about it,
Yeah.
which, based on his post-heat interview with Rosie, maybe not. I think, he's really content. He's not that ultra itchy competitive guy where he has to take everyone down. So it'll be interesting to see how the next 10 years unfolds for John John.
Well, I mean, again, like Strider, and maybe you can allude to this too, but I mean, where do you go? Like he has, it's like, oh yeah, I've won the Eddie, which is, every Hawaiian's, big wave rider's dream. World titles. The next thing, people talk about being the best surfer in the world. Yeah, you're the best surfer in the world, but being a World Surf League world champion really kind of solidifies that. I think if you look at the list for 40 years, those are all considered some of the best surfers of all time.
Well, he got to the top of the ladder, right? So like you talked about, he's gotten everything he had ever dreamed of as a little kid when he was like 6 on the beach at Pipeline when I met him, and he was like just staring out at the waves at the arena of Pipeline, because it is an arena, right? And you get that feeling of what it is to be an athlete out there, and you've got to go out into these crazy waves and you go up against the best guys in the world. And he really, that's when it all started. That's when it sparked for him. And then he climbed that ladder all the way to this point in his life right now where he has peaked, he's summited. And then you put it in a great perspective, Ross, where it's only in the 3rd year because of what Kelly Slater has done on how many, titles there are that he would have to overcome such a huge task. So, for him to be at the top and the peak, I think he's just going to go with it at the moment and just continue his role, and we'll see where it takes him.
So true. As you look at him on stage there, and I'm sure at this point in time it's starting to kind of settle in. The pores are opening, right? And he's taking that, and the adrenaline's kind of now being taken over by a little bit more different chemical in your body.
Well, you look at, there was a moment there when he was standing on stage and he had the world title trophy in his hands and he looked down.
He stared at it, yeah.
What you can, inside of that bowl are all of the names of the world champions.
Yeah.
And I think it's starting to settle into him right now because he looked at that and all of those names that go all the way around for 40 years. And now he's going to be one of the first names on the outside of that bowl. It's just so amazing, that feeling he must have felt right then and there.
Results of the year didn't start off all that great. You know, quarterfinal finish at the Quicksilver Pro at the Gold Coast and then a couple 13ths. You know, and his ranking's pretty low, but then it all started to turn around at the Rio Pro.
Yeah, it really did. I think he just organized himself. I think that, and this is the fact that John John won. It's kind of cool because it brings into the discussion. It's you know, there's some athletes that are actually a little bit bigger than just, you know, a contest or world title, and John John is one of those guys. So it's epic to see John John kind of bring those two worlds together. Someone who can move the sport just based on movies and what he does in the water. And then also, now he's combined it with learning how to play the game, compete, use tactics, be focused, and harness that whole thing. It's the best of both worlds. So, and you need to talk about someone that can move a needle. John John is the guy in our sport. So the fact that he won a world title is a bonus.
I agree. You know, and I don't think there's been anybody quite like John that's ever won the world title. I mean, Andy, you know, he was pretty hyper-focused on competing. He didn't necessarily spend a lot of time doing movies and so forth. He'd come out with edits and so forth, but and even Kelly, for that matter, you know, spent a lot of time just finding good waves, wasn't really concerned about putting the best clips out there because he was already considered the best surfer in the world, so he didn't really need to put that extra effort in there. But John, again, like, you know, he built one of the best movies ever, you know, Into the Blue Moon, last year, and was still competing at a high level. But then this year, just said hyper-focused.
It's a testament too to John and his focus, you know, because he could have been a little more complacent and said, "I'm cool, I'm good with just collecting a check here and being kind of the best surfer in the world." But he focused and he learned how to play the game and compete. And you saw that turnaround in Brazil when he won that event. He surfed smart. He had strategy. So he wasn't just boosting big airs. He was having structure to his whole game plan in a heat. And that's when this whole thing turned around for him.
And I think he took those losses, those 13s. You know, he really kind of learned from them and took those things and watched the mistakes that he made and really took that into consideration. And that's, you know, a true champion, when you can turn what you've done wrong into positives and take them into that next event and correct those mistakes. And he did that. And, you know, obviously he's done the right thing with it, and here he is.
Interesting, though, subject is that he came into this basically a European leg as, you know, obviously one of the top guys we were talking about, the three, you know, Wilco. But there was 9 people there that were basically setting up world title contenders, you know, and all of a sudden we get to the end of this event, they're all out, and there's one left.
Jordy Smith, Chloe Andino, Maddie Wilco, they all got the red stamp of being out. It's pretty heavy. It's a heavy graphic, but that is the truth. This morning there was only, one left with Jordy Smith on that list.
Wow,
and
as soon as he made the final.
Right,
yeah.
and Gabriel,
Yeah.
and then boom, you know, they got the stamp over their name tag there, and you've got the winner at the end there, John John Florence. So there was a lot of people, you know, playing out through this European leg that could have still won, you know, as it started, as it kicked off.
You look at social media, it is swamped.
Yeah.
I think the very first post that I saw was from the boys in Hawaii, was Freddie P.
Oh, that was funny.
Like he had that thing on lock as soon as he saw it, click, and it went out, and there it was, all the boys cheering for John John Florence. So good job, Freddie P. We like your act. You take a look at some of the other Instagrams that are out there. Kelly Slater, he was able to put his post. He was in the locker room with John, and you know what? You know, all the funny stories about these guys and their relationship over the years. It's been, I mean, from mentor to competitor to I don't know what else you could call them, but they've been together for a long time.
How funny is Kelly too? He's such a ham bone. He's just right there hanging over the scaffolding, like you know, he just can't.
He had a harness on.
He did.
He had a harness
He was ready to,
on.
like, he was ready to airdrop into the podium there for John. But you know, Kelly, here's the cool thing about Kelly Slater. He's a goat, right? He is the greatest of all time. But he appreciates great surfing. He appreciates what it takes to win a world title, obviously. So it was cool to see Kelly down here just like he was like in a trance looking at John, and you could see him soaking it in.
I love it. I love that he still wants it too. He just wants to be in it no matter what. He still wants another world title. And if I was on tour with all these guys, I'd be like making deals on the side, like, okay, look, let's just get him through it. We'll get him another title, then he will stop spoiling all of our chances because he's going to be in it till he's 50, spoiling chances, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. You've been saying that as we see John getting into his new Jeep Wrangler, courtesy of our partner here, Jeep Vehicles. They've been good to have them on board. And also, I love it. That's a nice ride there as he gets to hold his trophy. And again, just soaking in all the fruits and benefits of being the best competitive surfer in the world right now.
I can see John doing some donuts in Hawaii in that Jeep Wrangler.
Go to the west side?
He's a mellow dude.
Well, doesn't he have a beach?
He's got a lead foot.
Doesn't he? If you own a property on the beach, you can kind of drive on the beach. No, I don't think you can.
He threw the keys to the Jeep with the beep beep right there. That was heavy. I love it. Go, John.
Oh, man.
I got it.
He's like, wait, do I really drive away right now?
I got it. I'm out of here.
I think it's offshore about a mile up the beach, John. Still for a drive.
What a day. We down here bright and early again, just about lunchtime.
How about the fans? The fans are just down here psyching right off the bat early morning on the beach, too. I love the Portuguese fans. It's so cool for them to have a world title unfold right here in Portugal, for all these guys that put all this work into, being down here and being a part of it. It's just really cool for them to play. The fans are, second to none here in Portugal when it comes to surfing.
Let's take a look at the Jeep leaderboard. And John John Florence has eclipsed it. He is number 1 in the rankings. He'll stay that way going into the last event of the year, the Billabong Pipeline Masters. But there has been a little bit of shift. Again, we talk about that very bottom half of there. Let's look at the top first. Not a whole lot of shifting going on there. I mean, even with Kolohe's third, he's still in that 5th position. Wilco holding down to 4th. Jordy made a move. He's up to 3rd.
This is one of the healthiest top 10s I've ever seen. That is a cool list right there of names. You look at there's a little bit of everything there. There's veterans, there's new guys, there's kind of freakish in the big waves and freakish in the small waves with Felipe. That is a healthy top 10.
It sure is. And we're going to go into the next year, 2017 Samsung Galaxy's World Championship Tour is going to be on fire. As we look at the schedule, still one more event, the Billabong Pipeline Masters at the very bottom there, December 8th. And you could imagine what is, John John could win a final event there. Very relaxed going into his backyard. I mean, he's definitely a favorite.
Maybe he'll finally beat Slater out there.
He's going to have to get through potentially a Jamie O'Brien or a Mason Ho, and he'll have his work cut out for him.
I love it. And that list of events we just saw, some names that for winners, Wilco, Sebastian Zietz, and Keanu Singh, all winners this year on tour. I love that. They're all X Factor athletes. You had no idea, wouldn't have guessed it in a million years, yet here they are winning events on the World Tour. It's one of those, it's a really great moment, right, for all these guys, and it gives everybody the thought that, yes, I can do it, I can win, and I love that feeling.
It's a soap opera year, Pete. Right? A lot of things did not make sense this year, and a lot of things made sense. You had the resurgence of Julian and Jordy, the guys that are touted they should be in the top 5, and here they are. They are. Kolohe and Dino.
Well,
and then you got guys like Wilco that just said what? Keanu Singh. So there's just a little bit of everything this year. What a freaky year.
Can't script it. Well, they say you can't script it, right? I mean, gosh, incredible day of action, and I don't know, what do we talk about next?
Well, look what's coming down the pipe, dude. The pipeline. I cannot wait. The world's most probably viewed event, and the feeling of what it is to be there on the beach, and what got John to a world title was that feeling about being on the beach. So don't miss it. Get down to the beach at Pipeline.
That's right. Well, we've got 2 world titles decided already on the men's side and the women's side. John John Florence and Tyler Wright, but we still have 2 huge events. We got the Maui Pro, and then also the Billabong Pipe Masters, which will be coming up in just a little less than a month. So actually a little over a month. We still got the Vans Triple Crown to talk about, but the Billabong Pipe Masters, and this is going to get you psyched right here, and we'll be back in Hawaii.
The men's Samsung Galaxy Championship Tour has arrived on the north shore of the island of Oahu to contest the 11th and final event of the 2015 season. At the world's most famous wave, the notorious Bonsai Pipeline. In the world title race, 5 contenders. 2 incredibly talented Aussies, 3-time world champion Mick Fanning and the defending Pipe Masters champion Julian Wilson. Then comes a powerful Brazilian storm, as intense as ever.
We are on. We're starting with men's round 1.
For the first time in this event, we're seeing one of our world title contenders hit the lineup. Gabriel Medina getting the job done. Adriano de Souza up against Michel Perez.
And Michel grabbing the rail, tucking in, spit out of the barrel.
Adriano now relegated to the second round.
Fanning looking now, locks in deep and back door. Plenty of room to stand tall as he drives through a beautiful section. CJ uses priority, sneaking in under the hood at Pipeline. This thing goes wide open. A challenging exit for Hobgood, and he is able to make it.
For CJ Hobgood, a 10-point ride. Getting ready to kick off the second round.
Adriano de Souza and Jack Robinson, a big heat for de Souza as well. This is a must-win situation. See how he's dragging the hand, slowing himself down, trying to get as deep as possible. Comes out right there. Jack Robinson, on the other hand, lucky to not hurt himself right there. De Souza knows he dodged a bullet.
And the contenders are out there in the lineup right now, enjoying a warm-up before we get the third round underway. A lot of size has hit the North Shore, and excitement is building. Mick Fanning progresses through to round 4. World title scenario update. That means that Julian Wilson is out of contention. Felipe Toledo is taking on Mason Ho. Priority is with Mason Ho. Felipe Toledo is out of contention for the world title.
Medina with a shot at backing up a world title.
Have a look at Medina.
Pulls in nice and deep. The wave spits him out. Packing a super deep one at Pipeline, and coming out is Sebastian Zietz. A perfect 10 from the panel.
One of the heats of the year. Kelly Slater up against Mick Fanning and John John Florence. John John Florence, who is in the tube. This is a beautiful looking wave. It unloads.
Oh, yeah.
Kelly Slater, a backdoor nugget. Well, this heat, it's living up to expectations.
Traveling in a hollow on his spits, he's out! Can this contest get even better? Mason Ho! Pipeline! Big barrel spin! And Mason got this one out!
De Souza, his first ever quarterfinal appearance in the Pipe Masters, and still in hopes of taking out his first world title.
Today is a new day, and we are getting set to crown a world champion and also find our Pipe Master for 2015.
It's time for the quarterfinals now. Mick Fanning, Kelly Slater. Fanning with priority, needs a 2.67.
Mick Fanning, he could be crowned world champion if Adriano de Souza fails to progress through quarterfinal number 4. An insider, Josh Kerr, let it go. De Souza keeps his world title hopes alive.
His first semifinal, Mick Fanning, Gabriel Medina. Medina looking to ramp up. It's a full rotation punt. Looking to pick himself back up on the inside. Now Fanning will wait on the sidelines. If De Souza beats Mason, Adriano finally fulfills his lifelong dream.
De Souza tucks in and he comes out.
It is official. Adriano de Souza is the 2015 world champion. De Souza on fire, fueled by the world title he just won by making it into this last heat of the Pipe Masters. Your 2015 world champion and your 2015 Billabong Pipe Masters champion is Adriano de Souza.
The third jewel in the Vans Triple Crown of Surfing, the Billabong Pipe Masters. That comes up December 8th through the 20th. Again, that's our final event on the Samsung Galaxy World Surf League Championship Tour, and we always anticipate Hawaii not going to be crowning any world titles, but we will be crowning a Vans Triple Crown champion and a Pipe Master.
I know it's interesting. That trophy always gets handed off, you know, in Hawaii, or a lot of the times it does get handed off over there. And for it to be done before we get there, was looking at that shot of Medina handed off to Adriano de Souza, you know, from one Brazilian surfer to another. And, you know, I can guarantee you they were just thinking, okay, we got to keep this thing going back and forth within the Brazilian storm, which I think that they're thinking about getting it back now. I mean, I have that thought in my mind of those guys being back home right now. Medina especially just doing push-ups and sit-ups and jumping rope and just like, all right, it's on. So, and I can't wait to see, you know, what happens next year.
That was a tangible moment too. You know, people in Hawaii are like, cool, you know, because the auction got sucked out of the North Shore when Adriano won it in terms of all that patriotism. So cool to see it back in Hawaii.
Well, there's lots of green trees there in Hawaii, so lots of oxygen in there at this point. We'll be there on, what is it, November 6th. We're going to be arriving in Hawaii for that Vans Triple Crown. I can't wait. See you then.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.
We're on 8:05 start. That's good news. Finals day.
John will find an opportunity. This one's going to stay open, and it puffs John John out. And Kaloe is threading through the tube here. John John Florence has taken out semi-final number 1. This eliminates Gabriel Medina from the world title race.
Jordy Smith, he's in a must-win situation. He has to win the semis. He has to win the final. That's the only man in the way of John John winning a world title.
Now it's a monster out the back for Connor Coffin, who threads straight through the tube here. And out on the face for the wrap. What a showdown going on here. And there's more for Connor Coffin.
A salute.
Here we go, 7.81. You know he's going to go to the sky. Ladies and gentlemen, destiny has been put in place. John John Florence is your world champion for 2016, and it's happened right here in Portugal.
Ton of speed, clear for takeoff. World champ, full rotation, alley-oop. We make it official. John John Florence, your MEO Rip Curl Pro champion in 2016 and your new WSL World Champ.